I'm Mahanguzi John from Ibanda district, Western Uganda. I can say I'm married with a 1-year-old daughter. Unfortunately, I abandoned them since I could no longer take care of them after being diagnosed with cancer. I had to leave my home district and come for the treatment. At first, I didn't know what was happening to me. I was doing my usual job where I was working at a certain grocery, and I just started experiencing stomach ache, severe pain in my stomach, and some skin itching. As you know that my skin type, you're not supposed to be exposed to sunlight. I just thought maybe it was the usual itchings, so I didn't mind. I just got some painkillers for my stomach ache, and it didn't improve. I went to the nearby clinics for checkups, and they sent me to some hospitals in my district, which I went and did some checkups, and they didn't find anything. Like, they examined it and they told me that there was nothing wrong with me. So what they told me, they advised me to go to a more known referral hospital, which I went, and they told me to go and test for cancer. And they did. They took some sample tests from me, and they told me that I have cancer of 2 types. One was for the intestines, and another one was for my skin. And it was already on stage 3, which was so hard. And they told me stage 3 is also very complicated, because remember, cancer has stages, and it was already high. So after finding that I had cancer, which was on stage 3, they started with me a treatment called chemotherapy, and which I was getting every Friday. I had come with my dad for the checkup, so he stayed around for like 1 week. Since I was coming from very far and I was getting the treatment every Friday, I would not travel back home, come back to and fro, which was expensive for me, like the means of transport. So my dad decided to go back home, and I was left alone at the hospital. And remember, I'd left my wife and my daughter at home. So it have been almost 1 year and 3 months I've been at the hospital. I've never seen them. Sometimes we do talk to them, but they just know that I abandoned them, since I don't give them any help. Like, they just take care of themselves. Since my cancer has now dropped onto stage 1, now the treatment I'm remaining with is called radiotherapy, which is a treatment to be done with electricity, but they do charge money, which is almost 300,000, which I don't have right now. And they have also given me the date when I'm supposed to go for that treatment. And after doing radiotherapy, you have to go back and do CT scan, which is almost also the same amount, which is 300, and also doesn't have that money. So I'm just still at the hospital, boarding there. I don't know what is going to happen next. I'm looking for money. I can't even call at home asking for help, because they can't afford to give me that money. Almost all my family, I just abandoned it, so I can't just call for help. They also struggle to get what to eat. So I just calling for help for those who are watching me. If you can help, please, I'm really kindly requesting for your support. Please, you contribute for me, and I go for the treatment. I'm just remaining with 1 treatment. If it is done successful, they told me I shall be free of cancer. For the case of that one, I really just do live by the grace of God. Remember, since I have the cancer intestine, I'm selective on certain food. I don't just eat every food that I find. I have to eat soft food, some like Irish potato, all those kind of soft food. But here, where I reside, I've made friends for the past 1 year almost. So I've got friends who can just help me, give me food. I just count the day that have passed by. So I can't deceive you that I have much money or I can manage to feed myself. But even the Bible says that if God can feed the birds that are in air, that even we human beings who are made in his image, we can't be left alone. So I just live by the grace of God. The biggest challenge I've faced is that when you get affected with cancer, maybe it's when you know your own people, your own family, like people who are there for you. But since then, I've come to learn who are my people. Because since then, my family left me, my loved ones, no one have ever called to ask how I am, not to support me after knowing that I was diagnosed with cancer. So this is the biggest challenge I've faced. So at first I felt I had lost hope because no one was by my side. But after getting friends here, they encouraged me, and even after seeing people who are worse than me, I got encouraged and I knew that I'm going to fight it until the end. My worst fear is when I see like when we are residing at the hostels, like when you're seeing your fellow cancer patients dying every day, you're like, maybe the next day it's me. But sometimes you feel like losing hope, like you giving up. And the worst of it is when I had my friend, the only best friend I had at the institute, when we were sleeping, and like in the evening he felt he was okay, but when we slept and in the morning we found when he had passed away. I almost ran mad for like a week. I couldn't understand. I was like, oh my God, he looked to be strong, but he had died. So I was like, maybe the next day I'm the one who is going to die. So that was the worst of it. The most thing I need is to get me raise the money for the radiotherapy treatment and for the CT scan. Only that one, because if I get better after the treatment, I can go back home and do my own work, what I used to do, and support my family. But right now, if I don't get cured, I don't know how I'll do it. So I can request everyone who is watching to please kindly contribute to me and I get the treatment. Thank you so much for watching. Please let us help and contribute to him. This is Gift and Empowers from Unique G's Extraordinary Stories. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell. Thank you. See you in our next video.